that. I think I'm going to introduce some sky blue to the mix. Maybe some stock turquoise. What have I been using? Bright jade? Maybe if I use bright jade with a little bit of this transparent blue. Yeah, I think that's sick. Purple, gentlemen, nah. Blue brings us some really nice coolness, and it's also buyable as like already kind of like metal. So if we go too far from that, it's gonna lose it. Green obsidian with cracks and stuff. Are you painting this shit, Repray? Fucking sounds insane, dude. Let's take some black and transparent blue. And just quickly get a nice kind of hot and heavy coverage right now of this. This is straight up black and blue right now. So I'm just taking it off of black, but keeping it real dark right now. Gotta be careful in here. Don't get it on stuff. Okay. Let that dry for a second. You see very dark. Very dark right now. I'm still imagining. And I don't like light jade anymore. What I need is sky blue. We need good old sky blue. Opening it up for the first time. I was pretty much out of sky blue. Recoil. Yep, we're gonna go nuts. Tarkins just do what they do. So sky blue in the mix, right? So that black, so that blue, and what I'm gonna do now is just carefully paint it with some good coverage. I took it off of black just to show it some respect before I laid down this coat. There's still a lot of black, transparent blue in this. We're just carefully getting the coverage now. Light brush pressure, just doing heart pulls. So there you go. Let that dry for a minute. Havoc in the chat. Always lurking. 23 months, baby. Havoc, what's up, homie? So you can already see how Fucking that blue just looks stellar with the fucking red. Forsetti, you know you could take off the arm unless you decided to paint it. Yeah, I glued it on just because, you know, promo. This is a Dark Angel. This is a Dark Angel Havoc. 30K or pre-heresy. So I'm just going to make it easy, guys. And what we're going to do is let that dry again. And then we're going to block in like cell shading style, like where the transitions should go on the flat. And then I'm just going to pull the airbrush out and make them perfect. So I want it to be fully dry first, though. And we'll do the outer bevel by hand and the inner bevel both with the airbrush. Just to make it nice and fuzzy. So while that's drying, just to kill two birds with one stone, let me get my airbrush locked and loaded and powered up. Engaged, compressor is on. Let's run some pure water through to clear out the simple green. Get the solvent cleared from the pot in the chamber. Feeling good. Havoc, you can smell the Unforgiven. All right. It's almost dry. It's not quite there. Got 19 minutes left. Let's get this sword going, guys. I'm gonna hit it with just some air. Just to help dry it up. Just making sure we're looking good. Nice base coat, because I don't want to do any coverage with the airbrush. Just want to get the highlights or the blurring. So what we want is sky blue here. Okay. Want sky blue here. Okay, bright, dark, bright. We want these lines to be parallel and perpendicular. Okay, bright, dark, bright. Same thing on this side. And I'm being all careful, but it's not going to matter once I pull the airbrush out. What I'm doing is just establishing where the highlights are going to go. And I'm going to focus down on blurring them. And then I'll have to cut in details by hand, like the outer bevel. Okay, so that's straight up sky blue. Now we're going to put some white down right next to the sky blue right here. Kind of white up the sky blue. We're going to do it again. Like so. See, so that's our like cell shading. Bright, dark, bright, tri blend. Let that dry. We're gonna rinse it off. We'll take the transparent blue. And put it darker right here. Let that dry for a second. That'll fade in there pretty good. You see, we're just doing lines, no blending, okay? Pull out the airbrush and dry that up using just air right here. Waldo's with the resub says, "Hey dude, missed the birthday stream, so happy birthday." Thank you, Waldo's. I appreciate that, man. Now, what we can do now is move to sky blue again, with the where we had the sky blue white, but this time it's going to be more sky blue. And we're going to just draw on this line right here. Right here. What we're doing is just drawing a skinnier line in between those lines. That almost looks like it blended. We're going to go back to the straight up sky blue. Okay, and mix it a little bit with the original pile that we created, but it's definitely more on the sky blue side. Let's go a little bit deeper into the pile. Okay. Let's take that black in the mix and everything right here. Sky, we got the transparent blue and the black and everything. I'm gonna take a little bit more transparent blue right here. Introduce more sky blue. You see how we've almost got a blend without doing any blending? Rinse the brush real good. Havoc says, very happy birthday to you. Also, I finally got around to buying my Dark Angel shirt from you and finally used my October code from last year. God damn, dude. Let's grab some white, guys. A touch of sky blue for respect. Okay, so we built the idea of our sword, and what we're going to do is pull out our airbrush now, and we're going to focus down on a little bit of a blurring. So I'm going to use some transparent blue, some water, I'm going to throttle my brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on just blurring the middle of the sword. Okay? Let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry. And we're just slowly layering it up. You see what's happening? And what we're doing is taking those cell shading lines down a notch, right? I'm not necessarily trying to remove them entirely because they're fine for reflections like this. But we're also bringing a lot of saturation back into the mix. And just making those lines less a feature, right? Now we have to do the outer bands kind of by hand, and that's just nothing I can do about that because there's no way I'm gonna be able to airbrush too much. I mean, maybe I could. I don't know.
And his name is John C.
Jay Beasy, Teacher of the Year. Thank you, brother. I get some strong man love from my boy Jay Beasy. Appreciate that, homie. Now, Jay Beasy, thank you so much! Exclamation point, strong man love. Let me rinse the pot. And get some of that out of there. And what we're going to do is scoop up some of this white, sky blue. Maybe a little bit more white. See if I can get a little bit more in there. I'll drop the old flow improver in there, JBZ. We got 7 minutes left. Let's see if we can get this sword looking good. So what we're going to do is just carefully make sure our mix is correct and thin. The gentleman. Thank you, brother. Can I get some strong man love for the gentleman? Gentleman and a scholar. And Sacred Fifth. Holy shit. Who the bot gonna shit on? I feel like it shit on the gentleman. It says, really appreciate you, man. Thanks for everything you do here. I appreciate you, Sacred Fifth. Thank you. Strong man love for all these legends. And we need 280 Yo-Dogs for the gentleman. Thank you. Gentleman, Jay Beezy, Sacred Fifth. Let's see if we can make the magic happen here. Okay? We're focusing just right at the tip. You see? Now we're blurring the tip. Keep that tip clean, guys. Waldo's. I'm gonna get some strong man love for my boy Waldo's. Thank you so much. Says blurring the tip. We always blur the tip, baby. Now I'm not gonna spray all up in my hilt there. I'm just gonna do that by hand. Okay? But what we are gonna do is dump the pot again. And we're gonna get that white out of there. For the most part, let's see. And we're gonna put a little of this watered down sky blue in there. Real watery, okay? Waldo's, stand by. Maybe a little bit more than that. Basically painting with blue water, guys. And we're just kind of shining up that little spot. Blurring those lines again. Bringing that cyan quality to the model. Take the tip off, clean it.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys?
Your cops! Rub your dicks on the car as you run away! We are gonna have
Professional incompetence. This one's for you. I'm putting some transparent blue back in the pot. Professional incompetence. Okay? I'm gonna get some strong man love for a pro incompetence. Hashtag Dirty Mike Life exclamation point soup. So now we're moving back into that transparent blue territory. I'm really just trying to cultivate just that nice cyan quality.
His name is John C.
The gentleman. Thank you, brother. Let me get some straw man love in the chat. Gentlemen as well. Thank you so much. I'm going to rinse the pot one last time. We have a little overtime on the clock thanks to these legends. We're going to get some more transparent blue. A touch of the black. All right. Minute 45 on overtime. All right. And we're just rebuilding that center line. And I'm just making it as perfect as possible.
So damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
The Huff says, I look away for 1 minute, I swear. The Huff, that's what happens, brother. But you see how easy it is to do all this work on that sword when you just quickly lay it out with the paintbrush first? And now look at it. So let's see, we have a minute 50 on the clock. Let me close the airbrush up real quick. And let me see if I can do some more work on this segment. Okay, so what we need to do, Huff, so we need to go back to sky blue. Right here. Some transparent blue here.
You gotta get swifty in here. It's time to get swifty.
Some black.
You gotta get swifty.
Minute on overtime.
Oh, yeah. Take off your pants and your panties. Shit on the floor.
Sky blue and transparent blue. There's nothing I can do. I have to do this by hand. And we have to plane shift the sword and invert the highlight on this outer bevel, which is insanity, but it has to be done. And it's been what we've been doing the whole project, you see? Now we almost out of time with about 25 seconds in overtime. About 10 seconds. About 5 seconds. And there it is. So let me just finish this blend right here before we do our giveaway. So what you need to do is just what we've been doing. We have to blur these lines. Just using the workup, some light stippling maneuvers. Right, it's just this black, transparent blue, some sky blue. You see how we inverted the highlight on that bevel, on that plane? And you can use the little brush to pick up some more sky blue. Right here. Doesn't even have to be that blurry. should get a little white in there. Okay, and I'm gonna do more, but just to lock it in. Jack of Clubs painting coming here, just to lock it in with white Turk here at the end. Let's grab some white and a little bit of the sky blue, high opacity, low moisture on the brush. And let's see if we can do a quick trace technique here. Okay. Hold your breath, swing it from right to left. Like that. Okay. Hold your breath, swing it right to left. High opacity, low moisture. Skinny lines every time. See? And then you got to just kind of manually do a few of these, Wyatt. With the heart pull, it's going to be tricky though. So just load up. You're okay to make mistakes here. Right there. Wyatt says, what's your first Rumble Slam mini going to be? I don't know yet. I have to finish this guy and then figure out the promo for the new month. What do you think it should be? There's a little black right there. And just to lock it in a little bit. Let's paint this not blue. So you can see that. There it is. So you guys saw how we laid that out, right? We drew it on there like cell shading. We used our airbrush to blur it. We kept it in that cyan spectrum to go with this guy. Pre-heresy. The pre-heresy lifestyle. Look, it looks like shit now because I haven't finished the sword on the interior. But black, crisp edge highlighting, red accents, non-metallic metal golds, and silver trim all over the place. But dude is fire. And then we're gonna get that true beautiful cyan built into the sword blade. It'll be magnificent when we're done. And that's it. It's honestly pretty simple workup. So we're done with this for now. We'll finish the sword and the base on the next episode. I'll have a base ready to go from Elric's Hobbies. Let me rinse my brushes real quick.